What's going on, guys? It's Cal here from Buffalo SportsCenter. I know it's been a while, but today we are going to be discussing some possible free agent gets for the Buffalo Sabres. Now, again, the Sabres are going to have a good amount of cap space going into this year, and it's no question that this year is playoffs or bust for this team. Again, this team just went out and hired a nostalgic hire in Lindy Ruff, and Kevin Adams knows that his job is on the line this year. So I'm just going to go through some names right now really quickly just to discuss who the Sabres could possibly get in free agency. Again, I'll make another video on who they could possibly trade for in the future, but this video is strictly focusing on free agents. So first things first, let's look at Dakota Joshua from the Canucks. He's a young center, 18 goals, 14 assists last year. So, solid stats, but nothing special. Again, the Sabres are looking for a third or fourth line center this year. I think they got 1 and 2 pretty much locked up on their team right now, unless they bring in a better guy. But Dakota Joshua could fill this lineup pretty well towards the bottom of it. Again, in the playoffs this year, they had 13 playoff games. He had 4 goals and 4 assists, so he has some playoff experience, and he performed pretty well. Again, you'd expect a guy like that to put up a couple of goals, but 4 goals and 4 assists in 13 games is not bad for Dakota Joshua, and you would definitely be able to get him pretty cheap. It wouldn't be a blockbuster move or anything. Something I could definitely see Kevin Adams doing. Again, the Sabres, as of late, have been kind of shy to pull the trigger on the big move. After that Taylor Hall debacle, I think that kind of set them back a little bit and made them question some moves a little bit deeper than they would have. A guy like Dakota Joshua would be a no-brainer for the Sabres. It wouldn't be that much money. It would be a very easy signing. We'll see what happens. Moving on, let's talk about Chandler Stephenson, veteran center from the Vegas Golden Knights. Last season, he had only 16 goals, which was a little bit of a down year for him, but 35 assists, which wasn't bad. And he kind of put up a stinker in the playoffs this year. They played 7 playoff games. He only had an assist, no goals to show for it. But with Chandler Stephenson, again, he's got cup experience. He won the cup with Vegas. He's been in the playoffs multiple times. He would be a huge help for some of the young guys on this team who have no playoff experience. Again, the Sabres team has very little playoff experience. A guy like Jeff Skinner, who's probably the longest tenured guy on the team now, at least in the league, has 0 playoff experience. So it's kind of funny to look at it. Again, anyone who's been with the Sabres the last 13 or so years, they don't have any playoff experience. Again, if we somehow re-sign Zemgus Girgensons, he doesn't have any playoff experience either, and he's been here forever. So a guy like Chandler Stephenson would definitely bring that experience, which I know Kevin Adams values highly. So we'll see if they decide to pull the trigger on him. It would be a little bit more of an expensive deal, but again, it's not going to break the bank or anything like this next guy I'm about to talk about, which is Steven Stamkos. I mean, there's not much to say about Steven Stamkos besides he is an absolute stud, but he is entering the later part of his career. Again, I think he's still got some gas in the tank and would be a great signing for the Sabres. Again, Stamkos has been rumored to the Sabres more time than I could count on one hand. With that being said, that doesn't stop the Sabres from being in the running yet again, because it does not seem like Tampa is entertaining an extension with Stamkos. Now again, Stamkos has been there for his entire career. He said the city means the world to him. That's where he began playing hockey. That's where he got all of his achievements. But it looks like Steven Stamkos might be moving on from Tampa. As a free agent this year, the Sabres could definitely swoop in, maybe wait it out a little bit and try to get him on a good deal. A guy like Steven Stamkos, he's not going to take a 1-year deal. Again, he's proven. He knows he's got to, get some money from a team. And again, at that age, you definitely want to lock up at least 3 years on a contract just in case anything happens. Again, just like Stephenson, he is a veteran center with a ton of playoff experience. Stamkos can also play the wing. It is very good on the power play. The same power play that the Sabres looked absolutely horrible on last season. Again, that is an area where I think the Sabres look to improve, mainly via trade this year, and I'll talk about that in a future video. But again, that power play has to get better. Again, we switched to the coaching staff, so that should help a little bit. But Steven Stamkos would be a huge get for the Buffalo Sabres. Do I see this one happening? Probably not, but it could. Next up, Brett Pesce, a defenseman from the Carolina Hurricanes. Again, this would kind of be a depth signing. He's had some really good moments, but also stats last year: 3 goals, 10 assists. More of a defensive defenseman there. Has a wicked slap shot, but again, put up kind of bad stats last year, so the Sabres might be in the running for him. Again, with the Sabres, they are looking for kind of, one or two more defensemen to fill out this roster. Again, you got a ton of guys locked up on that defensive core, though. You got Dahlin, you got Owen Power, you got Matthias Samuelsson, all locked up long term. And then you go out and get Bowen Byram, who's looks like he's going to be here for a while, and he's got all the potential in the world. Then you just got to fill out that last little bit. Again, Henry Jokiharju, it doesn't look like they're going to bring him back. They might trade his rights. We don't know yet. And then you got a guy like Connor Clifton, who had some ups and downs. You don't know what you're going to get from him, but he is locked on this roster just contract-wise. Then you got a guy like Ryan Johnson in the AHL, who probably will be getting another chance in the NHL. We'll see what happens. So bringing in a guy like Pesce would definitely help fill that out a little bit. It does look like Jacob Bryson will be gone as well. And the last guy I'm going to talk about in this video, I saved the best for last because this isn't going to happen, but we might as well talk about it. Sam Reinhart. I mean, Sam Reinhart, again, began his career in Buffalo and had some ups and downs, but went to Florida and became one of the best players in the NHL. Happens to every player that leaves Buffalo, doesn't it? Interesting. But anyway, Sam Reinhart had probably his best year of his career. I mean, he is just going off. Crazy stats, just crazy analytics. Everything about him is just fantastic. Again, at the time of this recording, Florida is on the doorstep of winning the Cup. By the time this video releases, they already might be champions. If not, I expect them to be, because coming back from 3-1 is very tough. And I don't know if Edmonton's going to be able to do that, but Sam Reinhart, probably future Stanley Cup champion by the time this video comes out. He's just having a monster year, and the Sabres kind of need someone like him. And if he's going to play at that level, would you be willing to give up all of your money just for Sam Reinhart, or would you want to get a couple more pieces than that? Maybe get 4 or 5 pieces and make a trade and try to fill out the lineup a little more carefully. I mean, Sam Reinhart knows Buffalo. I don't think he'd want to come back, but the culture has definitely changed. The coaching staff has changed, and we'll see what happens. Maybe Sam Reinhart is that missing piece, and we can welcome him to Buffalo with open arms. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Did I miss anyone that is on your list? I know there's a couple other top free agents that some people want the Sabres to get. I just listed off a few in this video. Let me know who you want them to get. I will be making a video, like I said, about some trade acquisitions that the Sabres could look at. So, again, this was only free agents. And let me know in the comments if you think Kevyn Adams is going to go all out this offseason, or if you think, he's just going to play it safe like he did last year and put his job on the line. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great rest of your day.